There is no way she already removed this. I just went in and favorited these, and it's already gone. Hey friends, it's Simon Hurley and welcome to another video. I am so excited for today's video because it's something very new for me, but it also brings me back to some of my original videos. I'm actually going to be looking at some TikToks that are related to card making and testing them out. It was kind of funny, I actually spent a lot of time on TikTok over the past couple of weeks because of quarantine and there's not much else to do. And as I was scrolling through, I searched up the hashtag card making and figured out that there was actually a lot of people who were creating card making videos and life hacks on there. But I wanted to take some time and take a look at some of the life hacks and some of the card making videos on there as well. So let's get into it. Alright, well the first video was already deleted from TikTok, but I thought it was still a good life hack, so I wanted to share it anyway. Basically in the video the lady was saying that if you spilled any glitter or anything like that, she recommended buying a little vacuum cleaner so you can easily pick it up from your surface, which I think is an amazing idea, and one of my viewers actually sent me this a little while ago. It's a We Are Memory Keepers vacuum, it's a glitter Mini-Vac, and I wanted to test it out today, but I also have another recommendation as well, but this one is from Kelly. Thank you so much for sending this, and let's take a look at it. Good, I didn't need to add batteries because we don't have any right now. So it looks like it charges. The weird part is it has a charger but no charger in the box. So if you do get this, you're gonna need to have whatever that is. Alright, so I'm gonna dump some glitter on my desk here just to kind of show how well this vacuum cleaner cleans up and kind of test it out here. I'm gonna dump a little bit down and let's try vacuuming this thing up. Alright, so it doesn't seem to be awful, but it seems to kind of be picking up the glitter and leaving a little bit still down. I think it's coming out of this area right here in the vacuum cleaner. I looked it up and this thing was, I think, $19.99 retail value, which isn't awful for the little mini vacuum cleaner that it is. One thing that I have had in my craft room for a while and really recommend is this BLACK+DECKER pivot vacuum. I'll leave a link down below to both of these if you want to check them out, but this one is really nice. You press this little button, it comes out like this, and this one's going to pick up a ton more. And so I use it for my craft room floor. If I have paper all over the place or glitter or things like that that spill, this thing is amazing. And also we use it for cleaning out cars and bathrooms and little areas like that. I believe when we bought it, it was like $70 on Amazon. It is an investment, I do have to say, but it's a lot more powerful and will pick up a ton more. So it just depends what you want, but I'll go in and clean up some of the excess glitter here with this. I love this one because it pretty much leaves nothing behind, which is awesome. Oh, this one's really cool. Okay, so she's making cards for hospice patients who are on lockdown due to the pandemic. I think that's really awesome. There are so many different ways you can make cards and kind of donate them and share your talent with other people. And we recently did a video with scrapbook.com where they are doing a Cards for Kindness drive. So if you really want a place to donate some cards, scrapbook.com is a great place and they'll get them to some great people. I also like to give my cards to nursing homes and things like that. So always be thinking about that. If you have lots of extra cards and you want to donate them and make a good cause, that's a great way to do so. Another one of my favorite TikTok card making accounts that I found is Dawn Lewis Imagery. I know her at Creativation, and I think she started her first video at Creativation, but she has lots of great tips and tricks on her TikTok account, so I'll leave that down below as well, and let's take a look at some of the tips and tricks that she gives on her account. Alright, so here she's going to share how to use watercolor pencils and tips for that, which I think is really awesome.
There are some tricks to applying watercolor pencil to watercolor paper, and I thought I would illustrate with 3 simple squares. This is just the one pencil. I've applied it evenly as a square, evenly as a line, and then really quite heavy as a line. You can see I'm colouring that for longer and also pressing harder. When applying water, this is where you'll really see the difference. For this one, you'll see that the colour is the same. It's nice and even all over. There's no real shadow or highlight. For this second square, you can see that as I pull the colour out with the water pen, that it is much paler to the right and darker to the left. So as I draw it away from its originating source, you get the shadow and you get the highlight. On this one, the same principle applies. However, I laid down a lot more of the pencil when I was colouring, so you can see the difference. More pencil, more pigment, more shadow. So yes, I still have shadow and highlight, but the colour is more intense.
So I think that one's a really great tip when you want to give a more intense shadow, which is really great for coloring. Put more pencil on the edge of your line and then you're gonna get a lot more shadow. So let's take a look and test that one out. Alright, so today I'm using the Aqua Blends by Spectrum Noir, and we all know that I love to color using my ink pads, but this can be a great way to add even a little bit more shading into the edges even after you've colored with your inks, which I think is cool. So let me go in with these. I want to color in an image. So I'm grabbing some Watercolor Cardstock so it's nice and thick to use with the watercolor pencils. And then I'm just going to take some jet black Archival ink, which is going to be a great waterproof ink to color using without making it bleed. And then I'll stamp down an image. Now this one is an image from my Doodle Florals stamp set, so I'm just going to stamp that down. So I'm just going to grab a color, and with flowers I usually like to start from the center. So I'm just going to grab the watercolor pencil and really add lots of shading down in the center. Kind of build up that pigment intensity there, and then I'll go in with my water brush and just kind of start pulling out some of that color. And then you can see, like she kind of said in the video, it fades more to a lighter color at the end, and then it has lots more pigment in the center, which is really nice. Now let me show you something that you want to kind of avoid, like she showed in that video, where if you add just a really light shading of colored pencil in there, and then I go in with my watercolor brush, it's really just going to water out that pigment. Alright, so there's a look at the finished flower. You can really see how much more shading these petals have than the one that I did with just a little tiny bit of water. Thank you, Dawn, for sharing that helpful tip on your TikTok. I think it's really a great piece of advice when people are coloring using watercolor pencils. I was super surprised, but there are lots of kids out there making cards as well, and I wanted to show you this one and maybe test it out in a second here. This is using not really any stamps, but just kind of having fun with watercolors and painting things in, which I think is a good thing to remember, because you don't need a million supplies to make some beautiful cards. Alright, so this girl is going in and painting with her watercolors and just doing some kind of abstract shapes on the outside of the card, which I think is really cool. I've seen a lot of cool kind of designs like this, where you just kind of throw some paint down in shapes and it looks really good in the end. Awesome. And then on the inside of the card, there's two parts to this one. She went in and kind of painted a watercolor rainbow, which I think is super cool. And then she went in and wrote, "You shine like the sun," which I think is awesome. So that card is really cool. Let me get out some watercolors here, and I'm gonna do kind of that same thing and recreate that card, because I thought that was super awesome, and you could even do it with your kids. Alright, so let me pull out some watercolors. I'm using the Gansai Tambi set of watercolors. I got these when I first started, and they are some awesome watercolors. Mine look a little bit worn and used, but I got them like 5 years ago, and they're really great. They're really nice, kind of a mix between like a watercolor and a more opaque paint, which I think is really cool. I got my brush out here, a nice larger brush, and let's go in and kind of do what she did. So let's spray down some water here, and I'll create just a little rainbow on the front of my card, which is really easy to paint, but it just creates a beautiful look in the end. So let's start off with a little bit of purple here.
Even though I wanted to, I should be trying something new, but now my body's aching. I'm tired of dwelling in the dark, it's just that my heart can't take it. I didn't know what it would cost me when I let you go. I feel alone, and I'm just singing, it should have been you.
I especially like that cool bleeding pattern once it's all done by just spraying it a little bit, but just have fun and create some backgrounds. Creating abstract paintings and backgrounds like this, even with just little blobs, can look really cool once it's all dry, and then you put a sentiment on it and you have a quick and easy card. Alright guys, so that's my video. I hope you enjoyed today's video a lot. I will be sharing more on TikTok, whether it's life hack, card making videos, or just me kind of having fun in between. You seeing me here on YouTube, which I think is awesome. So check the link down below, simon.hurley. You guys can check me out on there. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of sitting down with me, testing out some of the life hacks and recreating some cards from TikTok, and also just reacting to some of them. I think it's a really fun new platform, and I love looking through it. So leave me a comment down below if you guys enjoyed today's video. Give this video a big thumbs up, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you never want to miss more crafting and card making videos like this one. Alright guys, I'll see you very, very soon. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye!